Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. A little later in the week this week, but we're recording a little later. Campo was off this weekend due to reasons.
Reasons.
Reasons, exactly. If you saw my Instagram post, you'll see why. But today we are covering TNA's Emergence. A little late on this one, like I said, but with me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything in between. He reviews hockey jerseys. Go check out his
Apparently.
go check out his video on tier listing the new season's hockey jerseys. So,
Yeah, check it out. That would be nice. No one else did.
well, I did.
Hey, you're very nice.
I'm the one view.
That's sweet. I appreciate that.
Well, with that, we'll get right into TNA's Emergence um, pay-per-view event from TNA. We'll start off with the pre-show match. The first pre-show match was Kaz versus Kushida. Kushida gave up that gimmick. He's back to
I
his
don't know.
normal. He's back to his normal gimmick.
I don't know.
Meh.
I don't question it anymore.
Yeah. Kaz wins. Let's leave it at that. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
So with that, we'll go to PCO versus an opponent of Matt Cardona's choosing, and it's the return of Shira.
Wait, were these both pre-show matches?
Yes,
Okay, I didn't even know that.
I know it just blended in all together, didn't
Yeah,
it?
well, I was like, okay.
Yeah. And this was for both the Digital Media Championship and the Canadian International Heavyweight Championship. So I guess that's still a thing.
So who did he fight? Shira?
Yeah.
Like the girl from fucking He-Man?
He-Man, yes, exactly. And the evil Hordak.
Nice.
Yeah. But PCO retains. He does get knocked out in this match, though. So there was, and that's not the first time we'll see something like this. He was taken to the back. He's questionable still for the next event.
Um, okay, so let's talk about this match. I know this is just pre-show, but
Yeah.
I think like for the first time, like obviously he's old and he's like not moving the same, but for the
Hmm.
first time I noticed him in the ring look like he really lost a step. Like
Yeah.
you could see his knees are not going well for him, and he keeps taking these spots where, and we'll talk about this in the NXT
The
review.
outside, the flip turnbuckle
Yeah,
off the
where
apron
like
kind of thing.
we'll talk about it in NXT some stuff that Joe Hendry did, but
Hmm.
it's like it's he's just flat on his back, jumping over the rope to the floor.
Yeah.
And they don't have like sexy WWE and AEW pads on the floor. They have like New
No.
Japan Wrestling pads on the
Yeah.
floor.
The high school gymnasium
Yeah.
mats.
And I don't know. I just that was the first time where I was like, oh, okay. And then I started to realize too, and I actually did check out like a couple clips.
Hmm.
Like, is he not dangerous to wrestle with PCO?
Yeah.
Because
Extremely.
he's doing what Jeff Hardy does now. He just full on body weights you every time he lands. Like
Hmm.
when he did this
Yeah.
thing on the apron, I was like, oh no. I'm like, that
Yeah.
guy died.
Shear's a big dude. I think he could take it.
I mean, so is PCO.
Yeah. But I don't know if you watched All Out just yet, but
I have not.
okay, then I won't spoil it. How far along are you?
Nowhere.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't work when we tried to watch it. It wouldn't connect to the
Go
TV.
to the other site I gave you.
I have it.
Bolly.
I bought the
Yeah.
paper, the
Oh,
package,
okay.
but it wouldn't connect to the TV.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I stopped connecting. I just watch it as is now. But PCO wins. He retains the belts. So with that, we'll go into our main show. We start off the show with an Ultimate X match. We have Mike Bailey defending the X Division Championship against Hammerstone, Jason Hotch, Laredo Kid, Riley Osborne, and Zach Wentz. Now, apparently, Laredo Kid died like a few months, almost died a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah, he had to have some sort of surgery on his stomach
Is that
that
why we haven't seen him for a while?
he ruptured his intestine or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they even mentioned it in the show. He had this huge scar down his stomach.
I mean, I really like Laredo Kid. He's really good.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we haven't seen him in a while. And but this was a fun match, though. This was a crazy spot by Mike Bailey from the top of the, not just the top of the turnbuckle, but the top of the structure to the outside.
This was actually a really good match. I just don't
Yeah,
understand why Hammerstone was there.
or Jason Koch or whatever his name is.
Those other two random dudes were pretty decent. They had a few good spots.
Riley Osborne, he's the dude from NXT.
I don't know
He's
who that is.
he's part of William Regal's son's group, the No Quarter
Mm.
Catch crew.
Yeah, him and the other guy were both pretty good. I'd
Yeah.
never even heard of them before.
Jason Hotch is part of the Good Hands. They were part with Brian Myers for a while.
Wait, he's one of the good hands?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I recognize him?
He I think he cropped the hair off. That's why.
Maybe that could be why, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, why was Hammerstone in this match? They got nothing. They made this huge deal about signing him, and they're not doing anything with
I
him.
mean, they use him a lot,
Yeah.
but the problem is they use him like a monster, but he loses all the time.
Yeah. It's like what they're doing with what's his name? Like they had this huge push for Jake something, and now where is he?
Not fighting Hammerstone.
Yeah. But in the end, we do have a new champion. Zach Wentz is your new champion.
And I didn't disagree. I didn't like think that was a bad thing.
Right. You think it
Though
was
it should
just
be
too
Mike
short
Bailey.
of a you think it's too short of a reign for Mike Bailey?
Yeah, I do. I think Mike Bailey should be belted constantly.
So, spoiler for the NXT review tomorrow. Um, Zach Wentz shows up on No Mercy with the belt.
That's why he won.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why they gave
I know
him the
that's what I was
belt
about to say exactly. The
because they have a rematch next week at Victory Road.
So I didn't think that him winning the belt was necessarily bad until I realized why he won the belt. It's
a good
just to help WWE. They don't care about Zach Wentz winning the belt.
No. So Zach Wentz is your new champion. With that, we're going to go on to our next match. Burt Macklin versus Eric Young. Now, you want to talk about a random match?
Yeah, it was random and it wasn't great. It wasn't like bad in ring work. It was just really boring.
Yeah, it's there was no build. I didn't care for this match.
I don't want to watch Eric Young or Burt Macklin wrestle anyone.
Yeah. If anything, this should have been on the pre-show. So
Like, let those guys go wrestle in NXT.
Yeah. They were both in NXT at one time.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Let them go there.
So we'll go into our next match. Steve Macklin wins. Our next match is Jordan Grace and Spitfire against Ash by Elegance and the Militia, Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich. Essentially, early on, this became a 2-on-3 match because Alicia Edwards was knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was out.
Like, that one was easier to notice than PCO because the PCO thing I didn't know until I read it online.
Yeah, but this one was obvious. Like at first I thought it was a work, but when she never, I thought, okay, she's gonna spend the whole match in the back and then come back at the end. And I was like, oh, she didn't come back. Maybe she's legit hurt.
I mean, it's Masha Slamovich on one team. You don't even need anybody else.
Yeah.
And fucking Dana Brooke is pretty large.
Yeah, she can handle herself.
I don't. I didn't think this match was bad, but once again, it was like, why did we have this? Why isn't there a women's championship match on this card?
Yeah. And something we'll talk about in our AEW review was a big, like, I like the show, let's just say that, but there was a big thing about that show that I'll mention in the show itself. But
yeah, so before we do that, this is to me just felt like an excuse to not have to have
Jordan
either
Grace.
I have either one of the belt, the tag team or the
women's belt
world champion have to wrestle like for the belt.
Yeah.
Right. So this way they can skip a whole pay-per-view without having to worry how to book those belts.
Yeah. Because spoiler alert, Victory Road, it's Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards defending against Spitfire again.
Of course it is.
With the stipulation that if Spitfire loses, they have to disband. So you already have no teams in your women's knockouts tag team.
They're not going to lose.
So they're not going to lose. Exactly. Fun. But Jordan Grace and Spitfire do get the win in the end. This again was an okay match. It wasn't really anything, and I think they called the audible and ended this a little bit sooner than they should have.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't fully invested in this regardless.
Okay. So with that, we'll go into our next match. We're moving right along here, guys. The ABC defending against First Class, AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. Casey Navarro was pretty good. I like them in this match.
It was a good match. This is actually a good match.
Yeah, and it just goes to show the ABC, we really undervalued them when we did our list maybe a couple years ago. We may have to revise this.
They were pretty close.
They were close to making it, but I think the ABC right now, the way they work in the ring together, they're probably active, top 3.
I'll say top 5 for this year.
Yeah,
Like maybe they'll make our year list.
maybe, but um, even AJ Francis, they knew how to. They worked around his strengths and kind of hit his weaknesses.
Yeah, the only thing I noticed with him is that he wasn't even bad, but he like half-asses it. Like you could tell he's not giving 100%. Like he's
Yeah,
just exists in the ring.
and that's what gave him the bad rep in WWE as well. He kind of like just uses his size to get by.
Yeah, because you could see when he has to run, he doesn't really run. He kind of just like lightly jogs.
No, and what was he? He was a defensive lineman for the Cardinals, or who was he? The Washington Commanders.
I think he played on the Dolphins.
Yeah, he did play on the Dolphins, Seahawks, and they're the Commanders now, right? Yeah, not to use the culturally inappropriate name. Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, but I mean, this was fine. We knew ABC wasn't going to lose this match,
Yeah.
and because they're going to lose the next one,
Who do they face?
the system.
I think the system's done.
You think so? Because Nick Nemeth is also facing Moose at Victory Road for the championship.
So look, Nick Nemeth wins. Spoilers, Nick Nemeth already won in this pay-per-view. Thanks
Mhm.
for ruining it.
It's a secret.
Nick Nemeth will beat Moose. The tag team will lose, and Alicia Edwards and Thing are gonna lose, and they're all gonna have no belts, and then they're just gonna
So they'll
break up.
disband. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that's the aforementioned system. Moose, Brian Myers, Dango, and Eddie Edwards against Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and the Hardys.
This might be my least favorite match of the night. It wasn't even bad. I just absolutely did
Yeah.
not care.
Yeah. This whole pay-per-view, other than the ABC match, I didn't care at all for this.
I mean, I like the main event.
Yeah, the main
Like
event was
caring wise, like I thought there's like enough there.
But I mean, with all the buildup, like I mean, we'll go right to the finish. The system win. What's the point? Like honestly, what is the point?
Unless the plan is for the system to win the tag belts and then lose it to the Hardys. So that ABC doesn't have to lose to the Hardys, and then you can have the ABC beat the Hardys later, and that's like their like put over, you know?
Okay. Okay. I just don't think the Hardys hold the same value that they used to.
I think in TNA they do because they're massive names for a company like TNA.
True.
Like their biggest star right now is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
In WWE, he was like they didn't even need him to the point where they like pushed him to the fucking side.
Yeah.
And it's not because he's bad or anything. I'm just saying if that's your highest name value, then the Hardys are valuable to you, right? And like
Yeah.
AEW, the Hardys are not valuable.
I would say right now their biggest name in terms of crowd popularity is Joe Hendry.
Yeah, but he doesn't even belong to them anymore. Let's be honest.
Yeah. He won't be there much longer. But yeah, the system do win, and like you said, didn't care for it. So
Yeah,
let's move into a match.
Boring too.
Yeah, let's move into a match where we did care for Nick Nemeth versus Josh Alexander, 60-minute Iron Man match for the TNA World Championship.
How is this card already over? That was a short pay-per-view for
It was like each match was like 5 to 8 minutes. The reason being was because they had to have like a 60-minute Iron Man match. There's one third of your card right there. Right?
This match was really good.
It was. The only thing I got to take away from is the crowd.
Yeah, I thought the crowd was really shitty all night. I'm going to be honest.
They were going into, I feel like they were going into business for themselves.
The crowd was doing all these random ass chants, and it was like being with that guy there. They never stopped starting chants for the whole pay-per-view. Like, just shut up at some point.
And he was there too, because you heard him at the beginning.
Was he?
Weapon.
He could have been anybody.
Yeah, but we know who he is.
But like, it was the whole time I was like, why do they?
But
keep
they're doing
random chants?
They're doing random chants. They're like,
yeah, and no one's getting into it. It's like a light bit of noise builds up and then just stops right away.
But I was like, they're chanting like other people's what's it called? Other people's chants. They were going, they were doing yeet chants. There was a guy going, LA Knight, yeah. Like, why? Why are you doing that? Like, are you that not interested? Like, if you don't care for the match, don't fricking be there.
But that's the problem. You have random WWE guys showing up to TNA shows
Hmm.
that
So you're
don't
gonna
watch
get these
TNA.
random stupid WWE fans that won't get heard on WWE shows, so now they're gonna get heard
Yeah.
on TNA because there was like yeet, like I heard yeet like 100 times. Like they were singing something, they were singing Joe Henry's theme, but they were singing I Believe in Nick Nemeth. Like,
I mean, I like that. That was nice.
okay.
Listen, I agree with you, okay? Because I the whole time I was like, I don't know why everyone's just nonstop chanting things. Like you don't need to. That's something we're definitely going to talk about now
Hmm.
because you'll hear this on NXT. Every
There was a
single
10
time
minute we
anybody
want
did
tables.
anytime anyone did a move, everyone in the crowd went, ooh. I was like, bro, they're literally just doing normal things, like
It's a
throwing someone into the
suplex.
corner, and everyone's like, ooh. And we're like, what? Like to the
Yeah,
point where I'm not even convinced that anyone was really doing that.
could be. Whereas like at TNA, they don't pump in their sound as much as WWE does.
I don't think TNA does it at all.
No. So it's like, so like, why are they like, this is supposed to be an Iron Man wrestling match. It's not a hardcore match. Why would we get tables? Mind you, we did get a table spot.
Listen, at the end of the day, pumping in noise is one thing, but I'm very frustrated by the fake chant sound on CEO and
Yes.
spray. Like they know what they're supposed to say. It doesn't need to be part of the fucking song. Like I find
Yeah.
that so strange.
It's yeah, when we'll talk about our all out, like I hate that. Like you can hear the actual audio plus the crowd together. And it's dumb.
And Mercedes Monet's one is like structured in a way when it plays that it's like so loud that you can't even tell if the crowd is cheering or not.
Yeah.
At least Osprey's like you can actually hear the people doing it, but it's like I don't know
Yes.
why would they have like.
But
Anyways, digress. This match was
yes,
really good. I
it was
thought the match was
excellent.
really good.
Yeah.
Like Dolph Ziggler, I'm gonna dead name him because that's his name
Yeah.
now. Um, he surprised me. Like he has never been bad in any of the matches except for the Tanahashi match.
But he never really shined.
Yeah, and in this match, I was like very like he did a lot of Shawn Michael-esque, um,
Yeah.
not like flopping, but like selling on the mat,
Selling.
like
Good, the
really
good
being
type of
hurt.
selling. Yeah.
Yeah, like a good Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
match.
But I mean, I thought like when it went up like 2-0, I'm like, oh boy. And like we got like two pins back to back. Nick Nemeth is up 2-0. But I love the way Josh fought back, and within like a minute, he got two pins.
Josh went on a tear.
Yeah. The only thing I got to take away from it too is I hate these last second pinfalls. The crowd is counting down like from 10, and then he gets the final fall with like 4 seconds left in the match.
And you know what the problem is with that? Because we've seen two pretty good Iron Man matches recently, the MJF one
Hmm.
and what was the other one?
The Brian one,
Yeah,
Danielson. Which one?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like to just take that finish and do it again is like okay.
Yeah. That's why I would have liked maybe the way it finished. Like Nemeth is up, like have Nemeth be up like with 15 minutes left and just have Josh try move after move after move, get near fall after near fall after near fall. And if you want Josh to lose, have him lose like that, where he just can't seem to get that upper hand on Nick Nemeth.
Yeah,
I would have preferred
I
that.
think in 2025 we should retire Iron Man matches and strap matches. I think like
Yeah.
just you're never gonna beat the great ones. Let's just not do it.
Yeah. We're not going to get Terry Funk versus Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna get Bret Hart versus anyone in an
Yeah.
Iron Man match.
So, like we said earlier in the show, Nick Nemeth retains. Then at the end, JBL
That's
whispers
our guy.
something to Nick Nemeth, and this was not the first show he appeared on that week, too. He was on GCW as well, didn't he?
GCW, yeah. A bunch of people showed up on a lot of stuff. People were on MLW as well.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what JBL is up to.
I don't know. I don't know because is he signed to WWE or
Yeah.
after all the shit did he get released from
No,
WWE?
I think he's part of WWE on a Legends contract. I'm looking him. Timmy's got him on right now. JBL.
Well, that match was
John
very
Layfield.
good.
It was an excellent match. He is currently signed to WWE. He's an ambassador and former wrestler, and occasional commentator for the company.
All right.
He's younger than PCO by a year.
PCO, I think, time to retire.
Yeah. Could this be something along the lines of JBL putting a group together of outsiders, former WWE stars to invade NXT?
Like the thought process in my head of the
I don't want
TNA
it.
World Champion showing up on NXT. That's like, oh, we're bringing in The Rock is coming to AEW and he's going to be on Rampage. Like, what the fuck? Showing he's going to show up on Dark. Come on, man. No.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes
Enough.
shows up on Impact.
You know what I mean? Cody Rhodes doesn't even show up on Impact. He shows up on like the Plus show that they have.
Yeah, yeah. The Impact Plus show. But in the end, great match. JBL shows up. Want to know what's wrong. As fun as I had, I didn't score this as high as people might think. What did you give this one?
No, what did you give this one?
I gave this a 6.9.
I give this a 6.9.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
This was along the same lines as Capital Collision.
Yeah, I would say
I had
I
a
just
good,
don't think there was enough cohesion, and
not
there
enough
two
build.
matches left me like actually bored. Like I was
Yeah.
like staring at the screen.
Wait till you get to the Mercedes Monet Sheeta match.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But
So
how the match against fucking Momo was so good?
it just was boring. Uh, we might differ, but
Thanks for the spoilers.
yeah, but I didn't tell you who won.
That's true, but we already
But
know who wins.
yes. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our NXT No Mercy review. And then later on in the week, we're going to have AEW All Out. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for all these wrestling reviews. And with that out of the way, in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.